Okay, thank you, ma'am. So, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Vijaykumar, Assistant Professor in Department of Dairy Technology, Dairy Science College, Kalaburagi. So, I welcome you all to my just a brief introduction part for the value-added dairy products, or we can say Indian dairy products. So, firstly, like milk is nearly a complete food. We all know that, yes, but it lacks iron and fiber products. Okay, so in that, it is called as nearly complete food. So even like a newborn baby or a new calf, so everyone required nutrients in order to uh, uh, reduce. Okay, in order to reduce the deficiencies and also to prevent from many of the diseases. Okay, so we all know India stands first rank in the milk production in the world. Okay, so it produces 221.06 million ton of milk. Okay, so which is around 5.2% growth with the growth rate. Hmm? So 99% of household in India, so all consume milk. Okay, so India is mainly like the backbone of India is usually we call it as agriculture. So in that every household minimum hold one calf or cattle. Okay, nowadays we can see that there is a changing trend. Like organized sector has been growing very fast. So there may be the community farming may be seen. Okay, but but still there are like um, households which are with calves, buffaloes, and other sheep, goats, and everything. Okay, so overall, milk doesn't only mean which has come from cow or a buffalo. So other kind of animals like even it may be sheep, goat, mare, whatever it may be. So there are many Western products which are made from mare's milk, like kefir, kumis, and all. Okay, so today we will restrict only with the indigenous dairy products, so which adds value to the milk. Okay, so, what is the per capita availability of milk in India is like 300. So, 300 grams per day per head. Okay. So, availability is already crossed 427 grams per day, according to some statistics. Okay. So, traditional Indian dairy products are produced in India about 50 to 55%. Okay. So, approximately around 50% you can tell. So majority are produced with by halwais, not in organized sector. Okay, so coming part we will be seeing like how what are the challenges like for in the manufacturing of dairy products in the organized sector, indigenous dairy products especially. So we already without knowing about the product and manufacturing process, many of will be consuming dairy products. Okay, like dairy sweets or any kind of desserts. Like you, or everyone will consume like cheese. Okay, we drink lassi, so we eat peda. So Dharwad peda is a special one, and other kind of sweets. Okay, and Srikhand Wadi, and okay, this different region has a different kind of sweets based upon their culture and the suitable kind of situations. Like in summer, we don't consume usually hot drinks. Okay, we only drink like lassi, chance. Okay, so same way, so how this traditional Indian dairy products also came in in line with this formal study is because of Dr. Davis. Okay, so he was director of NDRI, now what is called as NDRI Bangalore. So he was a director. So he has written a book on this traditional Indian dairy products. Okay, so by that, so research has been in the coming days, the research has been coming only based upon the indigenous dairy products in order to promote tech. So today we can see the rasgullas and pedas you can find in some Gulf countries even, okay, which are manufactured by Amul and all. So traditional Indian dairy products are usually manufactured by traditional ways, like while making peda, or we use still kunti and karai. So kunti means nothing but a bowl, okay, like open pan, shallow pan it will be. So in that milk will be totally heat desiccated. Okay, the moisture will be removed till the like up to it's like one fourth the milk will be removed. Moisture will be removed from that milk. So all the milk solids will be concentrated by continuously stirring with the help of that kunti. Okay, so this is one kind of preparation. Now advanced method has been come, like scab surface heat exchangers have come. So by that, evaporators have come. By that, we can remove moisture. Okay. So these are like some alternative parts, but continuous manufacturing and advanced 100% automation hasn't been come in manufacture of traditional Indian dairy products. Okay. So again, so in during Vedic periods, we all know we would use like in India they would be using ghee, curd, okay, milk for making panchamrutam, and also ghee will be used for lightening the lamps. Okay, so I remember an example of that. So there is an ingredient, so so you can find it later in some research paper. So you all heard about that artificial rain. Okay, so artificial rain, like cloud seeding it is called as. So they will be using some chemicals like silver iodide and other kind of things. Okay, so same way here, the ghee is used during that times. Okay, so it produces some chemical. So then the clouds are it forms the condensation process. Okay, the seeding process what is done today. So the technique, so it was done with the help of ghee. Okay, so scientific evidences are there even for this. And curd means like it is a fermented product. Okay, fermented product means, so there are microorganisms in the universe. Okay, so there are beneficial microorganisms and harmful microorganisms. Okay, in that there are bacteria, virus, okay, molds, yeast, and everything. So best utilization of these, okay, which are beneficial for humans, for gut microflora. So those types of, and which are which are having the ability to ferment. Okay, so such bacteria are selected. Okay, so usually traditional way what we used to do, we would preserve that culture. Okay, so curd, the previous day curd would be used to make dahi for next day. Like at the night you would be boiling the milk, and then it will be cooling. Then you will add some drops of curd, okay, or like some ml. So next day there would be curd. So that process is a fermentation. So in depth it is like it is very interesting part. Okay, so curd, how the lactose inside that curd will be break down with the help of this, utilized with the help of this bacteria, lactic acid bacteria, to name specifically lactic acid bulgaricus. So there are and other many, okay, streptococcus, thermophilus, and all. Those are mixed cultures in traditional way, but particularly, so in advanced processes, we like the counterpart of the curd is like western part is yogurt. Okay, yogurt is nothing but they have this uh, selected culture. Okay, and, ST and LB we call it as Streptococcus thermophilus and Lactobacillus bulgaricus. So both those are do act in the symbiotic process, and the yogurt is from. So usually people consume curd and yogurt, both are same and all those things. But those are technically speaking, the both are different. The flavoring component is different. Where in curd you can see diacetyl is the flavoring compound, and in yogurt it is acetaldehyde. Okay, so these are like they were specific curd types used. Okay, so but research has to be done, because since from 1960s, like 1950s, 1960s, so more focus on indigenous dairy products has been come. But still people consume like western products more often, because those things are manufactured in the autonomous way. And also uh, the marketing is very different than indigenous dairy products. And also the packaging material, which plays a major significant role in the marketing of this dairy products. Okay, so Indian dairy products can be classified into like four groups. So one is heat desiccated. Heat desiccated is nothing but milk will be continuously heated until the all total milk solids are condensed, not like making a powder. Okay, so before that only making it as a for four folds, three folds, or four folds, or five folds. So we can do that much. Okay, so the like examples are peda, kova, barfi, gulab jamun. So these are all like heat desiccated products. Okay, so coming to heat acid coagulated product. So in heat acid coagulated, the name itself says the heat acid coagulated means, so first the milk will be heated. Okay, then it will be acidified by adding some edible kind of acids. Okay, so and the milk will be coagulated. here the coagulation is done like the major coagulating part is protein in the milk. Okay, so protein in the milk, so it coagulates, and then the way in the milk will be separated. Okay, a thick curd mass will be appeared. Okay, so that will be again, that will be pressed, and it will be chilled, so to form paneer. Okay, so other this is a part of, this is one kind of product. Then another product is like adding that acid at different temperature, so it will make so channa, so which will be a base material for making rasgulla and sandesh. Okay, so coming to the fermented products, as earlier, now just now I said the curd, manufacturing of curd. So just we'll be adding a starter culture, and it will be incubated for certain time temperature combination. So there will be short set or long set. So from that the curd is manufactured in industries. Now their selective cultures are available, and many industries have come in this so in the field of culture. Like, so cultures cannot be like polluted, and it cannot be contaminated with other starter culture. It may be like thousands or 1,000 liters of milk will be there. So if it hasn't become a curd in the next day, so the product will be spoiled. Okay, so starter cultures are taken more care. Okay, so what are the products and fermented milk? So value added product is like lassi. So lassi will be added with sugar, salt, if it is a sweet lassi, or if it is and whether with various flavors. Okay, if it is like added with salt and spices, so then it will become uh, masala lassi. Okay, so we also call it as chas in our native. Okay, so again there is a sweet and fermented milk which is called as shrikhand. Okay, shrikhand wadi. And West Bengal, it has a famous dish called as misti dahi. Okay, so the milk, the fermented milk, what we call as curd. So curd will be again strained, and it will be made as a chakka. So then that chakka will be fried with the uh, sugar. Okay, caramelized sugar. Okay, caramelized sugar, then it will be mixed. And the shrikhand what is, and it is frozen, and it is served in the cold temperature, chilled condition. Okay, so it is called as shrikhand wadi. Okay, other frozen dairy products. Okay, apart from this, so frozen dairy products include malaika barf. Okay, then kulfi. So it is an regular dish. Still in India they produce this kulfi, and they supply. Okay, so these are like wide varieties of food, wide varieties of indigenous dairy fruits were available. So these are all has the significant values. Okay, so like usually everyone will tell like consumption of probiotic will significantly improve the gut microflora, and your like it will improve your gut, and it improves your health and longevity. So what, there is nothing wrong in that, but so the culture which are produced in India or indigenously, so which are regularly preserved. Okay, so those will be adaptive to this temperature and this environmental conditions. Okay, so those will be more beneficial than getting this imported probiotic drinks and all. So as uh, so it is very much like suggested that drinking curd during daytime, it improves your gut microflora. Okay, so and also the frozen dairy products during summer seasons. So why to consume an ice based or like ice cream? So the counterpart of this kulfi in the western product is ice cream. So nowhere you can see the ice cream uh, like any ice cream apart from like Ibako and all those things. So you can't see like a Shiva ice cream, like this one like Vijay ice cream or something XYZ. Okay, because this ice cream is an western counterpart. So it is analogous to kulfi. Okay, so kulfi will be like three folds of the milk. Okay, the milk will be condensed partially. So then it is added with the condiments or spices, what we call like cardamom and all. So in that it will be added with sugar. Okay, then it is served. Okay, it is freezed and it is served in chilled condition. Okay, so consumption of this milk is totally good rather than consuming the air incorporated fat. Okay, so ice cream is nothing but there will be like 80% of air incorporated. So that is called as overrun. Okay, so the value of this kulfi will be more than that of that ice cream. Okay, so coming to this nutritive value of overall this Indian dairy products is like how it will be like. So nutritive value of traditional Indian dairy products. Okay, so there are like the milk usually has lactose, fat, protein, sugar, and traces amount of some minerals and all those things. Okay, so it has around 4.5% of fat on an average. So and 3% of protein. So and also lactose of 4.5%. Okay, these apart from this, it has an fat soluble vitamins. Okay, so vitamins we already know like they are like they are micronutrients but are very much essential for our all metabolic parts of our body. Okay, so in the role of enzymatic role, and some acts as an antioxidant. Okay, so AD vitamins are vitamin A, which is called as retinol, vitamin D, calciferol, or we call it as calcium binding protein. So like that. Okay, so other than apart from these major ingredients of the milk, so additives what will be added like in basundi and kheer. So okay, so these are some heat desiccated products. So there you will be adding like dry fruits, okay, salmonella or rice. Okay, so even some the spices and all those things, they add some functional properties. Okay, so like we all know like turmeric milk, the consumption of turmeric milk. Okay, so turmeric milk is good. Okay, during night, if you consume night, immunity will be boosted. Okay, so these are all like. So I'm just telling a generic term, but in depth it is very much different as we see. Okay, directly consumption of turmeric milk will not help until you consume some fibrous food with that. Okay, so we can just only tell this one. Okay, so again, coming to the manufacturing process of these traditional dairy products. Okay, so in India, we, as I said, like manufacturing of koa, peda, we still in the dairies and in many organized sectors like cooperatives and everywhere, they just say it is almost like semi-autonomous process. Okay, so they will use a pan with a connected with steam and all. Okay, then the pressure will be maintained, and they use steam still, and they will use long kuntis and karais. Okay, to scrap and make up koa based products, and it will be openly, it will be spread like to cool, and then the molds will be taken, like different types of molds, like making peda it will be round and all. So for burfi making it will be square and all. So by that they will be mixing sugar and all, then the peda will be made. Like it is almost like a laborious process. Okay, so advanced process is still is in infancy stage, I can say, because there are no like continuous machines to manufacture of peda, or to manufacture of gulab jamun, or to manufacturing of rasgullas and all. Okay, so why this has this has become this is a condition, because so now, but in the near future I believe that these things will be overcome this problem of manufacturing will be overcome, because now it almost like in the globalized world. Okay, so everything has become globalization, like everything, like just we can see the pizza is not an Indian dish, but still many Indians in the even small towns, when there is, we can see the Domino's and pizzas or all those things. Why? Because like people are liking it. Okay, so major ingredient there, the taste enhancer is cheese. Okay, cheese is again a dairy product. Okay, so these things are happening. So why not people will consume dairy, indigenous dairy products? Okay, because these dishes are like, these are regional. Okay, like suppose you can, if you take a rasgulla, so rasgulla the rasgulla has a GI tag of West Bengal and also of Odisha. Okay, so the rasgulla is majorly famous in West Bengal. Okay, then if it has to be consumed here in Karnataka or some part of Tamil Nadu or some part of Kerala, so people first, they should be known about those products. They should be introduced with such products. Okay, so again, consumption of curd is very much curd, paisam, and all those things are very much famous in the South Indian region, like Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala. And why that? Because there's climatic situations, so it makes so prepared to such products. Like we are very much suitable for consuming curd and lassi and all those things, because the humidity here is very much more compared to the North India. So here in North India, again there will be like milk consumption is more. They will be like they love sweets more. Okay, so they manufacture like peda, like other kind of things like uh, kheer, basundi, and they will consume more about that. Okay, so when it comes to the holistically as organized sector like Amul, or like the milk federations like Karnataka Milk Federation, or Dodla or Avin, or any of the private runners like Hudson or whatsoever. So what they will be focusing on is like what is the demand of the consumer. Like usually people now, like when we speak regionally, we speak like curd, dahi, and all. So at the layman hand, so they can't understand what is the difference between yogurt and curd. Okay, so usually we think yogurt is a slang for dahi or curd. Okay, so it is not so. The product is totally different. So first these people has to be, the consumer has to demand the industry, like, or the industry person, he has to or she has to manufacture, and they have to market in such a way that so people should be thinking to consume more of these indigenous dairy products in order to improve the health. So by this consumption, so the many of the so today, like I have read some reports, so they have given like India is like in the global hunger index, if I'm not wrong. So global hunger index, it takes around like the like child malnourishment, so stunting, okay, wasting. So in these all cases, so India is very much like for prevention of this, India is lagging very much behind. So even after government, many of the intervention of governments, okay, so government many like midday meal scheme, and also this in Karnataka they are like for Anganwadis they are providing some milk powders and all. So okay, so apart from doing that, so the government can intervene like so promoting like skilled laborers, or like making a skilled professional in order to develop such indigenous dairy products. Also the localization of these products. Okay, so localization of these products and standardizing these products, okay, with some specific, as FSSI gives some standardized values. Okay, so for milk it has to be this much fat, or this is a permissible limit of some additives. Okay, so this has to be standardized. It has to be like in entrepreneur way, it has to be developed very much. So it is very much important. Again, if it comes to organized sector, again there will be a problem, like we will be telling this much is the permissibility. Okay, so this much is the permissibility of some additives which will be harmful in prolonged consumption. So apart from doing that, it can be like decentralized way. Okay, like every village, like in India, the milk procurement is not like organized way. So we just it is a prima facie organized way, like every village has a cooperative society. Okay, so it was a need of that time. It was not wrong at all, but there should be some alternative than making these cooperatives. Okay, like the milk will be there will be no clean milk. Okay, the quality of milk, why indigenous dairy products are not exported, this is one of the major reason. Like quality of the milk in India is very much low uh, when it is compared to the western part. Okay, western, any of the countries like USA or Europe, what. So that is a challenge. That doesn't mean Indian milk is not superior. Okay, so Indian milk is very much superior, okay, compared to those. We call it as A2 milk. Okay, so A2 milk, and they have the A1 milk. But as the standards are settled with those countries and import offices, okay, they say that this is the not suitable for our country, so it will be rejected. Okay, so same thing. So that's why there should be a government intervention in such a way that so the milk production is taken care. Okay, a village, first focus should be on the village, as like our ancestors dreamed about, like Mahatma Gandhi said, and today even the constitution says about the DPS in DPSP, like village development is the development of the nation. Okay, so agriculture, we should not run against, like Indian agriculture is declining as per the government reports of economic survey, like last 2022, 2022, 2023. So okay, so we should not leave this behind, because if the loss of the culture, it means the loss of the country, and it is a like decline of the civilization. Okay, so we should take care about all those things. So we should improve the small scale industries of this dairying. Okay, so we should promote entrepreneur of the village. So the manufacture of traditional Indian products, there doesn't require any autonomous process or like any hectic, there is nothing more of the infrastructure is required. Okay, so it is very much simple. So milk should be a proper way. So the milk should be stored in well, like refrigerated system, or if it is manufacturable, if it is made manufacturable, then making it like a fresh milk. So taking a fresh milk and then manufacturing a product, then the supply should be within 2 to 3 days. So then it will be very much good. So the surrounding regions are will be healthy. Like so there is a combination of all those things. It has in like in financial term, I can say it has a domino effect. Okay, if the food and nutrition is not considered serious case. So milk is a major ingredient where they daily, even a layman, or even like what we call as a so poor of the poor will consume a cup of tea today. Okay, so in tea, what is there? There is a milk. Okay, without the milk, there will be like the consumption of tea was very much difficult during that times. So they marketed with the help of milk. Okay, so by showing the milk, so milk is very much significant. Okay, so so I'm coming to training of these professionals and all those things. Okay, so either they can so today, like manufacturing dairy products doesn't require any formal education actually. So so as like I am skilled with the formal education of this dairy products, that doesn't mean like every individual require the same skilling of the manufacturing, because anyone can go with any of the industry and can learn if they're willing to. Okay, so same way, the labor job and skill professionals. Okay, so it can be skilled. Okay, they can go with the training of 3 months or 2 months, and again they, if they have the contacts, and by making a FSSAI licensing of those dairy products, they can even if it is a localized product, they can come under that the GI tag, what we call geographical indication tag. Okay, so with this, okay, even the packaging industry will go. The packaging industry, because traditional Indian dairy products usually they pack in paper boxes or cardboard boxes. Now they have adopted with some polypropylene or polystyrene cups. Okay, so but plastic, we all know, like it is an anyway hazardous to human health. Okay, so today we can see the microbeads in the fishes, and even in the bloodstream of the human beings by some research. Okay, so so we can avoid those things when it is locally produced, locally manufactured, and locally supplied and locally consumed. There doesn't require any like strong packaging material, or like making with by adding some like gases in that, like we call it as modified atmospheric packaging or controlled atmospheric packaging. um, as I am a professional, but I think that it is better like going like fresh dairy products. Okay, rather than stored for prolonged times. Okay, so then packaging industry, how it grows, like one is, if it one person in the village producing dairy, indigenous dairy products, and he can't make a packaging material simultaneously. So another person can take a job of like responsibility of making a packaging material. So another person can take a manufacturing like marketing. Okay, so by this there will be a good development of this one. Okay, then the problem of this handling of milk is that it is very much prone to the defect. Okay, so the milk can't be stored like more than one day. If because as milk is procured, okay, it starts fermenting. Okay, it starts fermenting. It means it already contaminated with the microbes. Okay, from handler. Okay, from the vessel we use, from the air, from everywhere, the milk will be contaminated. So it starts deteriorating. Okay, so prior to that, it can be stored in the refrigeration. So apart from this, the products which are produced from this milk, okay, it also has the defects. Okay, so those defects are nothing but again it has come from environment, again from the handlers or the manufacturers, or from the air, or improper packaging, or defects in the packaging, or it is come in contact with other product, defective product. Okay, so these are some problems. This can be overcome. Okay, this can be overcome because of this packaging materials are available. Various packaging materials are available. Okay, so better to go with edible packaging materials. Okay, so then coming to the shelf life of the products. Okay, not all the products will sustain a same time temperature combination, and can't be stored same for long duration. Like suppose coa, we can be stored in room temperature for around like 3 to 4 days. Okay, after that it will be unfit for consumption. So we call it, in technical, we call it as shelf life of that product. Okay, so same way any of the milk, like UST treated milk you heard about, like it will be kept for months together. Okay, so again, so coming to the powder, it can be stored to 6 months and all. So indigenous dairy products, it has majorly fat. Okay, fat and lactose, those things will be not removed. Okay, so lact is major prone to breaking down to lactic acid with the help of organisms. Okay, so that's why so these types of products require a major focus. Okay, like kulfi can't be stored at the room temperature, so it should be frozen. Should be kept in the frozen condition. And curd, okay, curd if you keep for longer times, it will be getting sour. Okay, so acidity of that curd will be increasing, so it will be unfit for consumption again. Okay, so if there is another part, if there is something like which is left out, or whatever we call as like lassi or chance, so that we can make it as a biodegradable product which can be used further for the like as a fertilizer. Like today we know the I heard about that panchagavya and all the so some organic things are going, like, so in that they will be using this chance and what we call it as in buttermilk. Okay, so buttermilk, not that so buttermilk is a like another analogous product to the chance. Chance is not that buttermilk. Okay, so we generally, we like in speaking in India, we say that the buttermilk is nothing but after what it comes from the making from this one curd. Okay, so from this, what we can conclude is like upcoming generation, so they have to understand what is a nutritious food. So what are the indigenous dairy products? So what are the indigenous dairy products which adds value for the benefit of the health? Okay, so again, what can be done to improve the entrepreneurship of the country or the village? So how can a government intervene? Okay, so finally, so with this, so I conclude that so consumption of milk is very much good. So everyone, every day they should consume at least the recommended allowances of milk what is suggested by the ICMR. Okay, so if you have any like queries or doubts, so you can continue. Thank you.
Thank you for the detailed talk, Mr. Vijay. And now we'll take up some
Okay.
questions.
Okay.
How can value-based dairy products contribute to the growth and sustainability of the dairy industry?
Yes, ma'am. Okay. So milk, normally fluid milk. So you can see it can be stored for only 1 day or 2 day. Okay, without the help of this one refrigeration. So in order to protect its nutritive value, and also it enhances by adding some like sugar and other like I said about dry fruits and all those things. So with that, it improves its nutritive value also. And okay, and also Koa can be like Koa or Peda, you can say it can be stored up to 3 to 4 days. So dairy has a benefit in that. Like if it converts fluid milk to some traditional Indian dairy products, so it can keep these products for longer time, So by improving its nutritive value and also the value of the product. Okay. So by this, so dairy industry can be like it can grow very well, like other than selling fluid milk.
Okay. Next question. What are value-based dairy products and how do they differ from conventional dairy products?
Okay, so normally dairy products, what we call is like everything. These value added dairy products means like which are added with like rice, okay, salmonella or millets we add in some dairy products. Okay, okay, those things are like recently I have seen like koa is made with by adding this one low fat koa is manufactured by adding by substituting that fat with the help of this one vegetable fat, like vegetable fat we can say the mango seed kernel powder they have introduced in that. Okay, so these are like value based dairy products like kheer. Okay, kheer will be added with salmonella, so cardamom, okay, sugar. So these are value based dairy products. Then conventional process products are nothing but like just milk to conversion to that product. Like koa is not that much value added product, so just it is a value based product, that's it. Yes.
Okay. And next question. What are the key factors that determine the value of dairy products, such as quality, nutritional content, and unique attributes?
Okay, so those are the factors. Here is the first thing is appearance. Okay, so appearance of that product. Okay, again the shelf life of the product. Okay, these things, these two are like usually like felt in every product we can say apart from even dairy products. So these are the factors. Okay, the nutritive values of that product. Okay, these are the contributors. Okay, suppose if I tell you like the packaging material has like a logo of lassi, and if they provide you shrikhand, that will be totally different. Okay, so even packaging material, so these are all some of the factors. Okay, so they which exhibit a significance in significant role in traditional Indian dairy products.
Okay. And what are some examples of value-based dairy products that have gained popularity in the market and what sets them apart from traditional offerings?
Okay, no so in KMF they have manufacturing like in Karnataka milk production they are manufacturing this one some ladus. Okay, okay, ladus with the help of ghee. Okay, these are value based dairy products, like value based they use uh, like uh, like which have gained popularity is like this one kheer and all. Kheer is the best example. Some misti dahi, so by adding sugar, the value of that product is increased. That fermented milk has been increased. The curd has been increased. So masala lassi, you can see the buttermilk, what you consume. So that lassi will be added with spices and other kind of things, salt and this one. So it has a refreshing effect and buttermilk consumption is very much good. So these are some of the value-based dairy products. The conventional is just nothing but regularly we would be consuming, but apart from other products, these are better. Like it has a functional role even. Okay, so I said like in the last example I said like that mango seed powder will be replaced with that of fat. Okay, so mango seed kernels had some alkaloids and also some uh, this antioxidant property. Okay, so those things will be very much good for the health.
Okay. And how can dairy farmers and processors add value to their products through innovative processing techniques and product diversification?
Yeah, this the research based is like I believe like a local vendor what we can see in every village or every town or district. So they innovate their product. I have seen recently a product called Aflatun. Aflatun is a koa based product. Okay, they don't tell us the recipe, but we have to develop. Do you heard about malpuri?
Not
Like
sure.
okay. So malpuri is a local product here in Gulbarga. Okay, so these are like here it will be like cooked in like some wheat flour. Okay, so it will be the koa will be filled like stuff in this wheat flour, and it will be fried in sugar syrup for some time until it reaches some temperature, and then it will be consumed like served later. Okay, so these are like innovations. Okay, these are manufacturing innovations. Okay, so if it has to be traditionally done, so then they will even go with some packaging materials like parchment. They used like usually they use parchment paper and like some other plant based packaging material. So if it is coming to the organized sector, they will use they have to innovate these manufacturing processes. They have to take for research, and they have to develop some kind of machines for frying and all. So even I have seen like doing jamun, for jamun soaking in a uh, sugar syrup. They use a subbaric process. Okay, they reduce the pressure, they create a vacuum, they fill those jamuns inside that bowl, and suddenly they release the vacuum. With the pressure, the sugar syrup will be sucked into those jamuns. Okay, these are some part of the manufacturing process. Okay, so these kinds of innovations are required. Okay, so even if they are like dairy professionals or not, so they can go with this research, and also this traditional products can be taken to the organized sector. Then it can be made like for a large impact.
Okay. And what are the consumer trends and preferences driving the demand for value-based dairy products, and how can producers align their offerings accordingly?
Yeah, here, so I said in my talk even like consumer preferences. So usually consumer as we and you, so first thing is we just look up the uh, how much the product is like almost like it is like famous. Okay, so famous, and many of them will be consumed. Okay, many of the consume water, and again the nutrition. Today the consumer is like very much educated about its his or her own nutrition, like what they have to consume. So that's why even today we can see the slim milk. Okay, the fatless milk. Okay, slim milk we call it as. Okay, the fat will be removed. So usually those kind of things are coming out because the consumer are aware about their fat content. The consumption of fat should be taken, or the carbs should be intake, how much should be intake, and all those things. Okay, so by that, so we can see the traditional Indian dairy products can also be like tilted a bit, like for like we can make them as like diabetic sweets. Okay, so anti-diabetic sweets. So with the help of the artificial sweetener, again the sweetener doesn't mean we will be using some kind of saccharin and all those things. So we can use like substitution, like if it is a sugar, so again we can go with the natural other ingredient like jaggery and other kind of things. So by that, even the consumer will be so bit of consumer will be accepted to that. Okay, so yes, the sugar is replaced with such kind of things. The corn syrup is used, so it is also edible, it is a good, and it adds less. So this type of education is very much required, and this type of marketing is very much required. Okay, so how you will show the product, that is also very much important. Okay, so marketing is very much poor for this kind of products nowadays. So only we can see like some ice creams or like some milk, or so we have to shift that trend. Okay, so then there will be a good scope for this traditional Indian dairy products.
Okay. And yeah, What are the potential marketing strategies and channels to promote and sell value based dairy products to target customers?
Yeah, so I am not a specialist for the marketing, but I can try uh, usually we put like we use almost like oil for the frying and all those things. Okay, so if you like not in the larger term, okay, so we can source from advertisement by like cooking like curries and all those things with the help of ghee, right? So apart from showing some cheeses and all those things, we can show some kind of paneer or some curd, so which can be consumed good. And apart from showing probiotics, we can show the curd, so which improves the gut microflora. Okay, so this is a part of advertisement. Apart from this, the every like education in every in the basic schoolings or all those things. So there should be like basic like advertisements also, we can say, and also the education. Okay, so what is good, what has to be consumed more. Okay, so there should be the term called as nudge. Okay, so there should be a slight nudge to the consumers. Okay, by making the small quantities of like sweetened curd, and the prices of that curd should be like uh, uh, it can be affordable, make affordable to everyone. So then there will be it will be more of what you can say, there will be more of potential growth of this sector.
Okay. And are there any regularity or certification requirements specific to value based dairy products, and how can producers meet these standards?
Okay, there are yes, there is of course a standards. Okay, you can get it through FSSI. Okay, Food Safety Standard Authority of India. So they have the testing lab, and there will be certification course also for this. Okay, so you have to go with your product, and how the what are the with the nutrient claims in that what you make. So it has to be verified. Okay, again you should take the certificate. They will give you some 14-digit number. Okay, you can put it on the this one on your packaging material of your product. Okay, by that you can assure your product is safe for consumption, and it has a quality according to the standards of FSSAI. Okay, so it is compulsory, but in for traditional local suppliers and all those things, so it is not there is some kind of like, if the product is supply is more than and if it quantity of the supply is very much more, and they are marketing by making a brand name, then they have to go compulsory go with FSSAI standards.
Okay. Now, just couple of more questions. What are the future prospects and challenges for value-based dairy products in a competitive market, and how can producers stay ahead of the curve?
Yeah, this I think this question is very much good, but as I'm still I'm a like a like budding okay, budding leaf in the dairy sector. So I can say all is like uh, westernization is good, but not like even for food it is. We have to think about like what suits us. Okay, so this kind of education is required. Like education, what I mean is like we should not uh, live what we should not leave like youngsters to what they wish on to eat, like we say about chocolate and all those things. Okay, so chocolates, or apart from that, even every household they can keep like dairy based sweets or peda or poa, mysore pak, whatever, burfi, whatever. Okay, the children will come and pick up that sweet and eat. This will have a nudge effect over the coming years. Okay, this is the basic consumption challenge, like they can fight with the nutrient deficiencies. Okay, so they can improve the child health also. So this is a one challenge we can take up. And apart from this, the marketing challenges. So okay, so marketing challenges will come to the counterpart of this one, like kulfi, the packaging material will be not like established then as compared to the ice cream. Okay. So dahi or yogurt, what we call the dahi, now they are coming with the organized sector with that polystyrene cups with a okay. So we can't compare it with the yogurt, which is Western product. And again, so paneer, we can't fight it with the cheese. Okay, so let the cheese come inside India, like it can be penetrated. No, almost it has been penetrated, but so we should understand what suits us, like what our gut suits. Okay, which is good for us. Okay, so these are the challenges. Okay, apart from this, the packaging material what we use. Okay, so many research has to be carried still. Okay, so to make edible packaging material and all those things, these are some of the challenges. So many of the research has been going on.
Okay. So now we have the last question. Please
Yes.
let us know little about your career background and what made you to take an interest in this subject.
Yeah, usually is like I want to be honest in this because I never wanted to do dairy technology and all those things because we all know that India has like um, a very so these narrow streams will nobody will choose because of the job certainty in the future. So but I thought like it is a new sector and how to like after coming after joining this degree, so uh, I developed a taste in this. Okay, so it was very much good, like manufacturing of dairy products and studying the scientific study about these in depth about these products, or like Western counterparts, how the consumption pattern of the world will be there, how sensitive the people will be there, how the taste, how the this one sensory evaluation will be done for every of the product. Like if you consume today the same product, the curd should be same, taste same when you purchase from the market even after 7 days, how it should be. So all those things, like it made a very much interest. Let's see where is the fate. It's not end of my career still.
Okay. Okay, I think we have now come to end of question round. On behalf of agricultureinformation.com, we like to thank you for the detailed talk and answering all the questions in depth. And we also like to thank all the participants for joining this meeting. The meeting will now be closed.
Okay, thank you to all the participants and thank you agriculture information.
You're
Thank
most
you very much.
Thank you. You're most welcome.